How you doing? This is Tracy Phillips getting back to you guys. Wanted to finish that video. I wanted to give you the 5 things that you can do preventive maintenance to make sure that you're not a victim of water damage or a need to file an insurance claim because you've experienced property damage due to water. So number one, the first thing you can do to make sure that you're covered is inspect your shutoff valve. Make sure that whether you have a 3/4 turn valve or if you have a gate valve that is functioning. You'd be surprised the number of houses that we've been to and there's some type of water emergency where water's flowing or it's getting out of the house and they go to shut off the water from the main and the valve is not working. Number one thing, it's always great to stop the water as soon as it starts flowing. But if the valve is not functioning, you can't stop the water. So there you go. Make sure the valve is functioning. Number 2, super important, invest. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Invest in getting your main sewer lines videoed. It's very common, probably one of the most common calls that you're going to get as a property manager and as a landlord who might be managing their own property. Hey, we're having a backup. The toilet's not flushing. Hey, there's water flowing into the house. Number one reason, you didn't investigate and check out your sewer lines. It only costs about $250. It is the best $250 that you can spend. This $250 will give you forewarning and it will save you $12,000. So you have to decide, is it better to spend $250 preventative or is it better to spend $12,000 in response to an emergency repair? It's your choice, but this is advice. You can take it or not, but it's advice. Third thing, replace old toilets. If your house was built anywhere between the 1950s and the 1980s, your toilet is now out of date. It's now out of date. So even if it's functioning, what you don't want a running toilet, especially if you're maintaining any of the utilities. It's annoying. It's going to cost you a lot of money in your utilities. Replace the old toilets. New toilets now are fairly cheap, anywhere between 100 and 150. You're replacing 1 or 2 toilets. Trust me, every time you call a plumber, your minimum bill is somewhere between 150 to about, I'm going to say $300. It's worth it. It will save you money in the long run. Fourth thing, make sure you replace all the valves and the hoses underneath your sink and those that are connected to your toilets. These are the most common places that you're going to get water damage. Your water getting into your property is most likely going to come from either your sink, your bathroom, or your toilet. There's a couple other things, areas such as, depending on how the property was built, there's some things called slab leaks. Won't get into that too much, but that also is common in California. Moving on to the next. Make sure that you replace your water heater on a schedule. Water heaters are designed to work anywhere between about 15 years. There's a statistic out there I was looking at, I was quite amazed about it. It said that 75% of water heaters fail within the 12th year. I know it to be a fact. I recently dealt with this with one of my landlords. It was right at about between 13 and a half and 14 years. The bottom of the tank rusted, all the water just started rushing into the garage. Complete issue, had to do an emergency repair. If your water heater is coming up anywhere between the age of 12 and 15 years, trust me, it is worth it. Just because it's working fine right now, it doesn't mean anything, because it can be working today and then the next day all the water's it's spilling inside your house, just depending on where your water heater is located. So I hope that was helpful. I'm gonna review these one more time. Number 1, make sure the shutoff valve is functional. Number two, invest and make sure you check out the condition of your main sewer lines with a video scope and report. Number three, make sure you replace your old toilets. Number four, make sure you replace all the lines that go to your sinks and also those that go to your washing machines, those shutoff valves and those hoses. And number five, make sure that your water heater is replaced on the schedule as far as the useful life. If you're coming up in anywhere between 12 and 15 years, if you're gonna be leaving, make sure you replace it before you go. It's not worth the headache. I hope all of this is helpful you. It's totally gonna save you guys money if you pay attention to it. Please subscribe to the channel. We'll be putting stuff out there that will help you guys. If you guys are military, feel free to reach out to me. I respond to emails and calls. We're here to help. This is Tracy Phillips with the Phillips Group Property Management in Coronado and Imperial Beach. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Take care and God bless.